Hello again. This is my second video on testing out the different AI. Now, I am going to try to use the 13 billion parameter Orca 2. So we'll see what happens, even though supposedly my system isn't supposed to be able to handle it. But I guess we'll see. I think I also will do... I'm going to do Wizard 1, the Wizard as well, see what happens. But it's interesting because this is trained by Microsoft, and so you cannot be used commercially. Fine-tuned with only 1K of high-quality data. Let's see, 16 type C. Interesting. Also, now that I see it, they're instruction-based. Now, what that's similar to will be the Minstrel Open Orca, which I already know because the fast responses, chat-based model. Let's see. Oh, interesting. I absolutely thought that this would be instruction-based, similar to because that's exactly what we saw in the first video, where it was giving step-by-steps. Interesting. So I wonder what difference that makes. Let's see, fast responses. Trained by Minstrel. Interesting. Well, see, we're gonna test out Orca 2. See what happens. Let's hope my computer can handle it. Let's see. Now, while it's loading, I'll explain that I'm going to do the very same questions that I did in the first video, and we're going to see what happens. I'll do my best to not prolong this video as well, since the other one is half an hour long. And I'll just stick to the few questions that I have before, unless there's just a reason to go beyond the 4 questions. Okay, the 4 questions and their variations that I've shown before, like increasing the parameter. Alright. About turning into a dog for a day. Tell a story about turning into a dog for a day. We're going to see what happens. While this is loading, we can see max length. Max length doesn't seem to have changed at all. Okay. Let's see, 4.6. Now, yeah, this isn't fast. Let's see, GPU loading failed out of VRAM. Okay. So, I guess with that happening, it's going to be quite slow, which does suck. That we won't really be able to see the full effect, the full power of this AI. Which also sucks because I believe how this works is going to be very long. I don't know how that's going to go. Let's see. I'm just going to close this out. Close that out. See. Hopefully that helps. Potentially not. In fact, that it is still going. Once upon a time. Interesting that it keeps using a golden retriever as the dog that it turns into. I don't see any resemblance to what we've seen before. You guys know the drill. We're just going to up the link, see what occurs. I doubt anything will occur, since that has yet to be the case. What is this? Oh, who creates Spider-Man? We're not doing that. Now this probably will go slow again. That probably is most likely definitely, but you know, hey, we'll see. Yeah, it doesn't seem like me closing out the other tabs has helped at all whatsoever. Okay, same character, and this is worded the very same. Let's see. It seems like Orca pretty much follows the same style no matter what it is doing. Where it kind of keeps a similar story no matter what it is. Because Hermes actually gave variation to the story while also keeping similar elements, while this is seriously just the same story word for word. Let's see. While it is loading, I will... Now, another thing, because I upped the token limit, or the max length, what does that do? Because I'm wondering if that is actually making it slower, because originally it was 4.4 for this, but now it is 3.9. So I wonder if it made it slower. I don't want to change anything at the moment because I don't know what will occur. But I'll go ahead and have this ready. Create Spider-Man. We all know the answer by now. You've seen the first, which should be Steve Ditko and Stanley. Yep, the format is the same. Words, it's the same story word for word. We'll restore this. You know what? Actually, no. We're going to do this. However, we're going to have everything. So this should be 1024. Alright. I know it's going slow, but we're going to see if this changes anything at all. Not only that, we're going to see how fast it does everything. No better. Okay, so upping the token limit did not seem to make it slower. Then yeah, this is strictly just my CPU. Alright, GPU just being really bad. It's not being able to handle any of this. Now, since we have not only shrunk the max length, but also the context length as well, I guess we can see if, instead of 7 lines, it does, what, 3, 4 lines? Clearly it's the same story, as we already know. Same story, word for word. Nothing's changed. Format's the same. there's a chance that it will give everything, everything that is seen in these two, without changing a single thing, because it's still going. None of this has been cut in half. Alright, in that case, I'll just have this ready one more time. Now, there is a chance that maybe because my computer, my GPU, isn't enough to handle this, that it's giving the same answer. It's a possibility. Oh, hold on, something changed. Yeah, this is shorter. Same story, but yeah. Completely human once more. Yep. So it stopped midway. Alright. Yes. Alright, let's see. Let's try this again. Let's see. Who created Spider-Man? Let's see. Is it just Stanley? Is it Stanley and Steve Ditko? We're about to find out. Earlier reached 3.8. Is it going to go to 3.7 now? Yes. Wow, it's just getting worse and worse. Alright. Good answer. Simple answer. Alright. Oh, it's going to take a second. Tell a story about a rolling ball. I mean, I honestly believe that it's going to follow the format, or the way the 7 billion parameter AIs did it, where it knows how to differentiate the fact that first I asked it to tell a story, and then I asked a question that was clearly unrelated to said story. So it's good that I could differentiate all of that. I'm also wondering that if I started a completely new chat, which I guess we'll see when I try Wizard in a bit, is the token speed, is it going to go back up to 4 or higher, possibly? I doubt it, but it's around 4. Or is it now just going to continue to tank with every message? Because there's a chance that with every message that is created, it slows the speed down more and more. Possibly because it has to hold all of these. Not entirely sure. We'll see if a new chat changes that. I didn't focus on the speed right here in the corner until a little later, but I didn't actually pay attention to the values entirely. So I don't know if the speed was going slower with every question or every message that appeared. Wow, they really love using the same names. We got Lily, we got Timmy. Both names that were used before. Once upon a time in a small village. This is what happened, small village? No. Oh. No, wait. It stopped, but didn't stop. The button's still here, but this is still going. Alright, that's weird. Alright. There it is. Recalculating context. Also very interesting that the actual loading symbol is spinning, since that wasn't shown in the other AIs when I had to do this. I'm not sure what that would be connected to. but it's just something I noticed. Not only that, but I do think that also this loading is taking a lot longer. Guess we're gonna see what happens. I'm afraid to know what this would have been like for my laptop, which, if I'm not mistaken, has half the RAMs as my PC, because it has 8, while this one has 16. But then again, not only that, but my computer only has 15.8 available, as we saw, and that is causing a big issue already. Wow, the tokens has gone down to 2.3 a second. Wow.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
Interesting. Again, I apologize for the long video. I wasn't expecting it to be this long. I guess this time it's because of how long this is taking. Alright. We all know the drill. We're going to ask it more generally, and then we're going to put in the Ultimate Comics. Probably a good idea to actually fix how I wrote it, though. I don't think having capital H here is going to mess it up. Oh! Hold on. Okay, finally, something very interesting. It got all of this correct. From the start, the character of Spider-Man in Marvel Comics underwent a significant change when Peter Parker was replaced by a new protagonist named Miles Morales. Oh wow, okay, so it actually did do this. It answered correctly. Now, not only that, but it also gave the writer as well and the illustrator, which is all correct. Also, the fact that it's still going. All right. In that case, I'll continue with the last question. What is the capital of the state of Georgia? Oh my gosh. What is the capital of the state of Georgia? This may either give us the capital of Georgia as Atlanta, or it's going to give that and a summary of it. Will it word it like the other AIs, or is it going to do it in a different way? I guess we'll just have to wait and see until this is done. Oh my gosh, this is giving so much information. Huh. Strange. He wasn't killed by a clone. He was killed by Green Goblin. Everything else seems correct, though. Hold up. Miles Morales has since become a public character, both comics and other media adaptations. See, in 2018, he made his debut. Oh. Well, not a part of the MCU, but technically it is correct. Everything else is correct, but you know that's small info. That's just me being a know-it-all about the MCU. Anyway, so we're not even going to count that. In other ways, this is correct. Okay, last one, and then we'll do the wizard. Yep, it is giving the same answer as before. With a summary of what Atlanta is. Serves as a cultural. Yep. See, I'm not entirely sure if it showed this line though. This is correct. Interesting. Oh, very, very cool. Now, I guess in the next AI, we're going to see if does it repeat the same story, which again is going to take a minute. I don't think I'm going to up the max limit. I'm going to actually half it for the second time because it did seem to do something. Not only that, but it will also make it shorter the second time. Let's see. Okay, it's finally done. Wow, this is giving a lot of information, which is really cool. Alright. I don't know what is making these names after Magical Adventure. That's interesting. I should be calling these tests, but oh, test 4. Alright. New chat. Oh, okay, we're almost done. Wizard is downloaded. That is good. Now we gotta wait here for who knows how long. I wish I could have stuff written already. We're gonna try something. No, the chats do not save. That is interesting. Good to know. I don't know if there's a way to save it. There you go. Maybe now it'll start saving. I am not entirely sure. Oh, okay. Hold on, we're going to. There we go. Well, let's hope that it actually does save it. Alright. Now I do believe this is going to take forever. But I guess we're about to find out. Will it reach 4? Okay. It's climbing, but I don't think it will climb very far. Now, as stated before, I wasn't paying attention to the speed with these smaller AIs. However, I do believe it was above about 10. It was above 10 tokens a second. I know that much. Blessing City. Okay. He was a ordinary guy. Was an extraordinary dream. Why do all of them continuously use the golden retriever? Is that maybe? Is there data? Well, maybe if there's a biasy to golden retrievers. Maybe that's through a information about maybe that's the most popular dog between people. Maybe that is why all of the different AIs keep using it. Not sure, nor do I know how to test it. Who knows how Microsoft and the other companies program the AI. But it's interesting because I'm like, would they use the same one? But then again, well, see, Wizard is by Microsoft. Orca is also by Microsoft. Interesting. Alright. Let's copy this, put it here, and then once it's done, we'll have to see if any of this actually changes. Let's see, is there Art of Transformation? I've seen this in one of the other stories. Very interesting. Even with that, doesn't seem like anything was technically repeated, except for the fact that there was the Art of Transformation that was used before in another prompt, in another, or through another AI. Okay, let's see what happens. Hopefully it well, I'm not sure what I hope for. I'll also be keeping an eye on the tokens to see if it decreases with every prompt or every message. That does seem to be the case though, as time goes on. Yeah. Okay, bustling city of Tokyo. There to be okay. Is it gonna also? Ah, look at that. Stumbled upon a particular old book tucked away in a dusty shelf in a second-hand store. The title read, "The Art of Transformation." Walking home from work. Okay. Similar plot about a mysterious book. Both being intrigued by it. You're take it home as you flip through the pages. As you turn the pages. And then on an ancient spell, the promise to transform anyone to animal for a day. You discovered an ancient spell that promised to transform into any animal for a day. Let's see, without hesitation. besides the change of a few words, it is telling the same story. Just a different name, different character in a different place. What's interesting though is that this time it doesn't say what she turned into. Besides the fact that we know that she is a dog. Not what type of dog. Interesting. Well, no, I'm unsure. It's changing a few things. It's not exactly telling the same story because now, if you realize, this one had a lot of different dogs that were met, while this one does not seem to have her meet any dogs. Let's see. Is there anything about a new perspective? I believe so in this one. Different appreciation, but nothing about a perspective change. He knew that the lessons he learned from being a dog would stay with him for the rest of his life. She knew that the lessons she learned from being a dog would stay with her for the rest of her life. Interesting. So it's a very, very similar story. If this was a short story, I mean it's a short story, but like, I don't think this would constitute as plagiarism, even though, because they're a similar concept, but this isn't word for word, and not only that, but technically the second story goes in a different direction than the first, based on the plot points or moments that she goes through. Not only that, but hold up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The context and max length were not changed. Or, they did not affect the length of this story. Alright, that's super interesting. Alright. About a rolling ball. Tell a story about a rolling ball. Alright, next up is who created Spider-Man? Wrinkles. Again, the name Timmy is used a lot. Interesting. Let's see. The speed is indeed decreasing, because earlier it went down to 4 and then 3.9 for the second story. Now it's at 3.6. Clearly, it also shows that these AIs can be used, even with the GPU not being enough. However, it's just going to take a very long time for anything to load, which does suck. Which means that in the future, I will most likely be sticking to his 7 billion parameter AI. Sorry about that. Most likely Hermes. Again, I apologize for that. The story is still going. But yeah, it seemed like Hermes gave the best answers along with story. Because even though I could tell that the story is very similar, but it was kind of similar to how Wizard was telling the stories with similar concepts. Or like the beginning and ends were very, very similar. But the rest of the story isn't. It's just it's starting and ending with the same, or it ends with the same conclusion. Yeah. This is gonna be a big load now. Just gotta give it a second. Which also possibly means that the token speed is going to decrease, most likely. Probably down to what, 2.6 maybe, as we saw earlier. I do regret attempting this in this process, or in this style. I do wish I maybe had the chats already loaded and then going over them. It probably that would have been the best. I didn't necessarily believe it would take this long. That is my fault. That is my bad. Okay, now that this is done, didn't get to see the speed when it was done. Interesting. Alright, let's see what answer it gives. We'll also check on these as well. .1, that's interesting. Alright, we're pretty much seeing the same answers. Oh, okay. But except this time it was very short. A very short answer. Alright. I am getting quite tired of these questions. The same questions. I do wish. I think maybe later on I'll just test with other questions, new questions. But I know for this I just need to be repetitive just to see what the difference is. Especially here, it doesn't go through. I don't want to say the trouble, but it doesn't summarize anything. I don't necessarily. I mean, I guess context here, but it doesn't give a summary of what the capital, what Atlanta is. Similar to what Orca 2 did, where it gave a list. It gave an explanation of what Atlanta is, which is interesting. All right. Board, game spell, Spider-Man, and the comics in 1911. Alright, as we've seen with Orca 2, there's most likely a chance I will not have to specify Ultimate Comics. but I guess we're about to see. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. AI tells us that the knowledge cutoff date is 2021, which means that if I ask anything beyond 2021, there's a chance I wouldn't know. Hold on. Let's see. He was still portrayed as the main character in recent years. There have been other characters who typically taken on the mantle, such as Miles Morales. Let's see, Silk, Sam Riley. Huh. I mean, yes and no. Because it did tell me the answer, which would be Miles Morales. However, it didn't say that it is the answer. It just gave a list. Alright. What's this new information about the information being cut off at 2021? I want to ask something that has occurred in 2024 or beyond 2021. Let's see. Ooh. Alright. What's the plot of Spider-Man? I do apologize for all these Spider-Man questions. It's just my favorite character and it's what my mind's led to. What's the plot of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Across the Spider-Verse came out last year, so it shouldn't know what Across the Spider-Verse is. Hypothetical concept rather than the actual movie or comic book storyline as it was created. Okay. Alright. Yes and no. I mean, this is a very general statement, to be fair. I mean, this would be common knowledge, or a version of the comic books, what happens in the comic books, because, I mean, it would be following Miles Morales. But it doesn't say anything about what happens Into the Spider-Verse or anything. But I mean, as a hypothetical plot, it's really not wrong. It's just very, very general. Like it's technically true, but not specific enough. Let's see. After 2021. Okay. There you go. It's Russia invading Ukraine.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
It's a dark one, but we'll see. Hold up. As an alien language model developed by. I don't have real-time capabilities or access to current events however, as my knowledge cut off data. There were tensions between Russia and Ukraine due to various political factors such as territorial disputes and geopolitical influence. Russia have annexed Crimea from Ukraine in 2014, leading to international condemnation and economic sanctions against Russia. There have been ongoing conflicts in eastern Ukraine between Ukrainian government forces and Russia-backed separationists since then. Okay. Which, yeah, I mean, Ukraine and Russia have had issues long before Ukraine was invaded. Let's see. But it does not speak of anything of the actual invasion. Very, very interesting. Yes, that would be the end of this. Oh my gosh. Almost 50-minute video. Didn't expect this video to also be this long. Again, I apologize, but this is some very interesting information. Please have a good one.